Right, week 9, run 1. This week all 3 runs are 30 minutes long. Not a big deal. I know that I can go longer than that, especially after just on Saturday having run almost all of that 5K, with the exception of that one hill, and that took me 46 minutes in total. So even if I'm generous and say it took 6 minutes to get up that hill, I know that I can still go at least the 30 minutes that it's going to be for these 3 runs. Now here's what's been on my mind. This is week 9 and this is the final week of the program. I haven't yet actually run an entire 5K because of having to walk that hill. So I can go ahead and do that in this parking lot, and I'm confident that I can do that. That's been the goal of this program, obviously. It's called Couch to 5K. I'm going to take a shortcut here, cut off that back corner. I'm only on my warm-up walk, so it's no big deal, but I want to get as much light as possible for this, and that back corner is just too dark. But that's the goal of this program. So in this 9 weeks, the goal at the end would be to be able to run that full 5K distance. And so I'm pretty confident I can do that now. And so I'm going to finish this out because I want to finish the actual program. But then what do I do, right? I talked about that a little bit last week, is getting out of this parking lot, getting into, out on the streets, into the neighborhood, needing to get incline training. And even without really training it, I know now from Saturday that I can run hills as long as they're not terribly steep. I may slow down on them, but that's okay, right? I'm not necessarily worried about how fast I can get things done from here on, unless I am indeed in a race. If I'm doing a 5K or something, of course you want to have a good time. You don't want to be last, that sort of thing. But if I'm just running for the sake of running, I'm not worried at that point really about my pace. I just want to be able to get it done. And so I'm debating, do I look into an app, Runna, Strava, Nike Run Club, something like that? Do I use ChatGPT or Google or something to put together a running plan? I don't know. But I'm going to have to figure out what comes next, because if I don't have this kind of guiding me and giving me something to get up and do each morning with a bit of a plan behind it, then I don't know how motivated I'm going to be. And I don't want to lose my motivation, but if I'm just kind of aimlessly leaving and running, that may not go well. So that's what's on my mind this morning. I'll think about it while I'm out here, and then probably when I get to the office later today on a break or at lunch, I might look into what some of my options are for that as far as the various apps. I've got less than a minute left of my warm-up, so I'm going to need to end my thoughts now so I can put the camera down and be ready to run when that gets here. But as I think about it, if I come up with any decisions on this, I'll let you know at the end. Get some footage while we're out here. It is dark this morning. I think it's very cloudy today, so it may stay dark most of the time, but I will do what I can, and look forward to talking to you guys a little bit later. God bless. All right, well, I am back in my car and headed home. I finished the 30 minutes running and my cool down walk already. I still have my steps and distance to get in. As I was on the last 3 or 4 minutes of the run, I was coming around the back side of the parking lot and I noticed a guy walking very slowly through the other end of the parking lot. Now, that stuck out to me as strange because that's only the second person I've seen on foot the entire 8 weeks and a day that I've been out there using that parking lot. The other person was someone I've seen on the road above the parking lot walking their dog a bunch of times, and that's what they were doing. They were cutting through the parking lot, walking their dog going down to the school. This guy came out of the end of the parking lot up the hill from the school where there are no houses. There's no reason for anybody to be back there. So I found it a little suspicious, kept my eye on him. He skirted the end of the parking lot. I did end up crossing paths with him on that back corner, but he didn't make eye contact with me. He didn't say anything to me. I just kept moving, and he kept moving. And I just figured he's probably going to just walk up the hill onto the road above the parking lot. But he didn't. He sat down over by the church's dumpster, and he stayed there for the rest of the time. So I finished. I had to do one more lap past him on the run, and then for the cool down walk, I went by one time and then was getting close to the end of the 5 minutes. So I was able to just cut through the parking lot and get back to my car without having to go by again. Normally, when I'm out running, I don't bring anything with me as far as any kind of defensive tools, pepper spray, or anything like that. I do take that on walks because I'm concerned about dogs. I'm considerably more concerned about dogs or animals than I am about other people. Unfortunately, I hate to say this, but being a guy, unless it's for money or something, I'm much less likely to be a target. I have an Instagram account, and I've been watching some people's posts, some of the ladies who run in the last couple of days, just seeing a lot of ladies who have been harassed, attacked, followed, those sorts of things, and that's terrible. And that's just the things that people say in the comments of, well, maybe if you didn't wear what you're wearing, or all those sorts of things are so stupid. Like, it's not their fault, right? We need to do better as men. It's invariably men who are doing these sorts of things to these women as they're out there, and that's on men. That's not on women. But that's an aside. I don't bring anything on runs to be able to protect myself if I had to. So rather than stick around and risk anything, I just decided to go ahead and get in my car. I'm heading back to my house, and I will do the remainder of my steps here around the neighborhood. I should have a mile to get done in order to finish out, or maybe a mile and a half to finish out for the morning. So I'll go ahead and get that done here in the neighborhood. This is going to end today's video. I just want to share with you my interesting morning so far, what happened, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, stay safe out there. God bless you. Well, another new day, another new run. It is week 9, run 2. I am one day off of schedule. My alarm went off yesterday morning, and after a couple of rough nights of sleep, I decided that I needed a rest day, at least as far as running in that morning went. So I did not get up and run. I just turned the alarm off and went back to bed and woke up naturally when my body woke up, which was, I got an hour and a half extra of sleep. I just took it easy that morning. I did some body weight exercises and things last night. I didn't even walk yesterday. I guess my body needed a day of rest. I've been going pretty hard for the past 8.5, 9 weeks, so I guess it was time for one. But we're out. Like I said, we're a day behind, but we're here for run number 2 of week 9. I'm not going to say a whole lot here in the intro because, as usual, it is dark and I'm about to pass by the final light. So I'm going to finish my thoughts here, but getting this morning started. Hopefully it will get sunny. The sun will come up and give us some light quickly so that I can get some footage of the run and some final thoughts. Haven't figured out really my conundrum from the other day of what I'm going to do after week 9. I still have been thinking about it, but I've been looking more into some strength training things. I know I need to start adding that to what I'm doing if I'm going to progress. So I may spend a little more time focusing on that moving forward, inclusive of some running, but not so much focusing on a goal-based run, but instead on finishing off, hitting a weight loss goal, and then building some muscle and getting that all in check. So I'm gonna put the camera up here for now and get ready to run, because I have just over 2 minutes left of my warm-up walk, and it'll be time to go. So I'll check in with you guys here in just a bit. Take care. All right, we are finished with week 9 run 2 on the cool down walk. It was a good run. So far, no company. I did bring my pepper spray with me this morning just in case, but no company today, so all's well on that front. I was thinking as I was running today that I picked the perfect week to start this without even knowing it, because as I mentioned before, next door to this church is an elementary school, and I know that when school is in session, part of this parking lot gets used by school staff. It gets used by parents who are passing through, even though we're not supposed to. Our daughter goes to this school here next door, and the parents are not supposed to pass through the church's parking lot, but inevitably people do, because if you come out where they want you to come out, you can only turn right, and turning left is what's going to take you to the interstate to get you where you're going, unless you're going back to your house that happens to be to the right. So a lot of people will come through here and make a cut, and then be able to turn left and head back the way they need to go. Anyway, so as I was thinking about it this morning, school starts next week, and so I kind of picked the perfect time, without again knowing it, to have this be week 9 and the end of this Watch the 5K program here in the parking lot. And because if I'd gone into next week, then I would be running into all those cars and traffic. Now I am out here at 6, and that's ahead of the school time, but I don't know what time staff and that start arriving and might be parking in the lot. So good timing on my behalf, accidentally, on purpose, maybe. But that was my predominant thought this morning. It's been a quiet morning out here. Just listening to nature, listening to my audiobook, and just enjoying my time, getting back into moving my body, moving my legs after taking that day of rest. As I'm making these videos, and again, I don't know what form these videos are going to take after this journey's over. I know I can still film on runs. At some point, I'll move on to a different race level. 10K would be the next logical thing, and that'll involve a training plan, and I'll be able to film more of these kind of training runs. But I've been watching some other YouTubers who are in the running space to kind of see what it is that they do, because honestly, making these videos has been part of my motivation. I'm enjoying making them, I'm enjoying sharing them. They're still not gaining a lot of traction, and that's okay, because as I mentioned before, it's more for me to see my progress, for me to see what I've done, for those who are invested in what I'm doing, my family, my friends, to keep up with me, to see how I'm doing. And it motivates me to keep going, to keep running, and to make those. I know that running out on the street or out on the trail would be a different kind of filming and would require some different types of editing. So I'm looking at how that works and figuring out how to do those sorts of things and what my videos might look like moving forward once I finish this plan. I am rambling now, so I'm going to cut the video so that it's not too long unnecessarily. But it's been a good morning, guys. I am finishing up my steps and distance, then I'm heading home to get ready for the day. I will see you, so it's Thursday, so I will see you guys next on Saturday. Don't know what day it'll be for you, but for me it'll be Saturday. Take care, guys. Keep doing what you need to do to reach your goals. Keep pushing for your why, keep pushing for your win, and keep getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. God bless. Well, this is it. Week 9, run 3, final run. It is 9 o'clock on Saturday. I am running behind. I am over at the school because there are several cars over in the church parking lot, I guess, getting ready for things tomorrow. So I came down to the school to run instead. But I am way off schedule this morning. I just didn't feel like getting up this morning. I slept in. It's a Saturday, and it was kind of funny. My daughter, when I went out into the living room, as I was passing, she said, "You and Mommy both slept in. That's what God made Saturdays for, isn't it? For sleeping in." Now, if only we could get her to do it. She still gets up pretty early, but it was cute to hear her say that. But yeah, I took that opportunity to get a little bit of extra sleep. Got down here to the school and reached up to turn on my headphones and realized I had forgotten my headphones. So I had to turn around and run back to the house and grab those because I could get this done without my book, but it makes it more enjoyable for me when I have it to listen to. So I had to go back home and grab that. Just seems like things are going against me this morning. Some of them are my own making, others not, but that's okay. I almost thought about just saying, wait till tomorrow morning and go out and do it. Skip it today, but I am ready to do this one. This is the culmination. This is the final run. And so I don't want to miss it. I don't want to get off a schedule for it. I said I was going to do it today, and so I'm out here doing it today. I'm excited for this to be over. I still haven't figured out how I want to move on. What do I want to do next? So I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm probably going to just get with something on ChatGPT or something and work with that to try to create a schedule for myself of runs, distances, those sorts of things, to kind of keep my progress where it is, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I do want to work towards longer distance races in the future, but not just yet. I think I'll save those for into the new year, most likely. Still have at least one monthly 5K coming up, which is my wife's goal. I'm joining her on that. So we'll be doing those. But as far as stretching it to that 10K mark or anything further than that, I think I'll do those regimented training things closer to the new year. For now, I just want to maintain what I'm doing, get 3 runs in a week, vary what those look like, get into the different types of tempo runs and long runs, easy runs, all those sorts of things. I'm looking forward to it. I'm enjoying this. Once school starts, we'll see how the getting up and going out early and all of that happens, whether I'm able to maintain that or whether I need to move this to a different time of day. While it's still hot out, I'm going to be inclined to probably do it in the mornings just for a few degrees cooler weather. But once the weather breaks into the fall, I could probably do it later in the day without any issue. So we'll see what that looks like. But we're out here for week 9, run 3, the final run of this Watch to 5K, Couch to 5K plan. And we're ready to get started. So I will check back in with you guys while we're out here. All right, on the cool down walk, got it done. Wasn't pretty. I was dealing with some tightness in my right quad for about the first 5 minutes, and I'm not sure what that was from. I did plenty of stretching before and all of that, but after about 5 minutes it went away and I was able to settle into a comfortable pace. I'm glad it's over. I'm tired today, guys. I'm gassed. I don't have the excitement that I thought I would have at this point. And I think that's just based on what I've been talking about not knowing what I'm going to go and do next. And just the thought that the direction of this has passed me. And that's something I deal with just in general in life. I do better when I have something targeted to be working on, whether that's a goal or a project. It's hard for me with things like continuing education, which is important as a leader, as a pastor, as a nonprofit administrator, to keep learning. And I can do some of that self-directed learning, of course. I can read books, I can watch, tutorials or TED Talks, or even check into online lectures and those sorts of things. But overall, I do better in a classroom setting, or at least a class setting, where there are certain things to be done by certain times, certain chapters to read, certain reflections to write, and things to be thinking about. That tends to help me. So I finished my master's degree back in 2020, and I've kind of struggled since then with really feeling like I've grasped much in the way of solid new knowledge, just because, like I said, it's not been something I can pin down, right? A book piques my interest. I hear about it on a podcast or something, so I go buy that book, read it, absorb the material as I'm doing so, but afterwards it kind of just fades away. Whereas those things in classes, I have those papers to look back on, what I was thinking about, the journal reflections and all those sorts of things. And I think that's creeping into this process too, is that now that this program is finished and I don't really know what I'm doing next other than go run 3 times a week, I'm a little concerned. I mean, I'm not concerned that I'll stop doing it, because I do enjoy doing it, but that I'll be making any kind of headway as I do it over just checking the box to be able to say that I did. So that's where I'm at today. I'm not as excited as I thought I'd be as this final 13 seconds takes off the cooldown of this last run. It's over. So let's see what happens next, guys. Let's see what I can get myself into. Let's see how I can motivate myself. If you have any ideas and you see this, drop them in the comments. All right, guys, talk to you later.